Hey, Truster fans. Today we're going to talk about a fascinating subject. I wanted to time it to the Olympic Games, but markets are moving faster than thought. So let me once again shamelessly misappropriate Shakespeare in my internet talk and without further ado, give you the subject of today's monologue. It's China and crypto. All you need to know. And if you're asking yourself, why do I need to know this? Just remember that recently China's GDP, for the first time in history, surpassed that of the EU. The point that I'm trying to make is crypto or no crypto, China came to play. And if you're planning on being in the game, let's always remember the ancient Latin saying, premonitus premunitus, forewarned is forearmed. China was once the Bitcoin trading and mining capital of the world. However, the country's leadership struggled for several years to find ways to control cryptocurrency's spreading popularity and keep it from devaluing and replacing its fiat currency. As a result, China's government finally banned non-government approved cryptocurrencies in September 2021. So let's take a look at the sequence of events that led to China's eventual lockdown on cryptocurrencies and the government's actions to keep up with the emerging global digital economy. First publicized in 2009, Bitcoin didn't take off until trading started in 2010. However, once it was realized that Bitcoin had an equivalent fiat currency value, it caught on over the next few years and gathered attention and value. Early cryptocurrency investors began to see digital returns and popularity began to grow. China was among the earliest countries to enthusiastically embrace cryptocurrencies. In 2011, its first cryptocurrency exchange, BTC China, began trading. In addition, Baidu, China's search engine giant, began accepting Bitcoin as payment for website security services in 2013. So at the time, things were looking mighty bright. Large-scale cryptocurrency mining operations began appearing shortly thereafter. They were concentrated in China at the time because of the relatively cheap electricity attractive to miners due to the large amounts of energy required in mining operations. By 2014, the emerging industry in China welcomed Bitmain, one of the first cryptocurrency mining equipment manufacturers and mining pool operators. At one time, it was responsible for most of the Bitcoin mining operations globally and ran the largest mining pool. Bitmain also became a leading manufacturer of application-specific integrated circuits. You may know them as ASICs. It's at that time, in 2014, the People's Bank of China, the country's central bank, set up a research group to study digital currencies. That was when Bitcoin only began to gain traction among investors, with its price hovering at about $1,000 per coin. It's roughly 875 euros. Cryptocurrency mining as an industry continued to grow throughout 2016 and 2017. Digital currency grew in popularity as people's interest in anonymity and value growth increased. However, it's in that period that Chinese government began addressing growing concerns about cryptocurrencies replacing its fiat currency by banning initial coin offerings, what's called ICOs, in 2017. Throughout most of 2020, China held the majority of Bitcoin mining with an average monthly hash rate of about 67%. In May 2021, the State Council announced further crackdowns at Bitcoin mining in China. As a result, cryptocurrency mining began to dwindle. In October, falling to 55% of global hash rate. It continued a steady decline until June 2021 when all mining stopped in China. In July 2021, Bishie, an online community for Chinese cryptocurrency investors, terminated its website and app in mainland China. And BTC China, which once ran the country's largest cryptocurrency exchange, announced that it had exited entirely from cryptocurrency-related businesses. China's ban on initial coin offerings stems from the government's belief that they're generally an illegal method of raising public funds for criminal activities. Following the complete ban on cryptocurrency, the operations of cryptocurrency exchange Huobi Global closed its doors to new users in mainland China in September 2021. It also began retiring all existing accounts through December 2021. In November 2021, the U.S. Library of Congress officially recognized an absolute cryptocurrency ban in China in its November cryptocurrency update. However, China's complete ban on cryptocurrency hasn't spelled its total doom in the country. Instead, the ban has opened the door for an official digital currency backed and recognized by the government. In its 14th five-year plan, the government of China discussed financial sector reforms, which included developing a digital currency. Following the continued government interest in developing an official state-backed stablecoin, the People's Bank of China issued a working paper outlining its approach to continued development of e-CNY. It's called China's digital yuan. The purpose behind the digital yuan is to ensure that the country's digital currency addresses the demand for digital cash and the issue of anonymity in financial transactions. In the working paper, the central bank states that it considers anonymity necessary for small transactions. However, it will retain the ability to conduct anti-money laundering operations and counter the financing of terrorism through monitoring, reporting, and investigating. And as you probably know, China has debuted its long-awaited digital yuan at the 2022 Olympics, although the actual rollout began much earlier. The Olympics are part of a slow and steady process of introducing China's central bank digital currency, or CBDC, into the populace.
Here at the Winter Olympics, China has debuted its digital yuan to foreign visitors and athletes. Cryptocurrencies are banned in China, but it's still a strong supporter of blockchain tech. The e-CNY is a centralized cash-like digital currency that will mostly be used for retail payments everywhere, at restaurants, stores, and even on the train. So here's how it works. There's this e-CNY mobile app you use to set up a digital wallet from China's central bank PBOC. Then you transfer money into it from your bank account or cash at the bank. Now it's time to shop.
By the end of 2021, the digital yuan already had 261 million users, up from just 21 million at the end of June 2021. Still, its share of China's digital payments market is relatively small, notching at about 8 billion in transactions over the past 6 months. For comparison, Alipay, the leading Chinese online payment service, by both the number of users and total transaction volume, has more than 1.3 billion annual active users, and as of June 2020, processed $17 trillion worth of transactions in mainland China over the course of a year. So the Chinese CBDC is small potatoes, right? Wrong. But as psychiatrists and Hollywood movies say, we've run out of time. But don't worry, the subject of CBDC is a fascinating one, and we're preparing an entire video on payment wars in China, the country's government's outlook on the future of cryptocurrency and online transactions, and much, much more. So subscribe to the channel, like and share our content, order a Trust or Visa debit card, and finally start doing crypto right.